Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff. I'm going to be your MC for this evening. Very warm welcome to you all. Welcome to an evening of poetry, words and music from the Hanger Farm Poets and Kitchen Sink. I'm very sorry to say that Graham, one of the poets, is unwell at the moment and so cannot join us this evening. Now, a safety notice and just one or two points before we start. If there is any need to evacuate the building, the emergency exits are there and there. The assembly point is the recycling bins up in the corner of the car park. Okay? Hold on to your programmes. Each one has a number on it. It may be lucky later on. And also on your programme, you will have seen that there is a competition this year, the third year of the Hanger Farm Poetry Evening. I'll say more about that when we come to the interval. And just one correction on the programme itself. The Hanger Farm Poets meet on the third Tuesday of the month, not the third Saturday. So, now let's start our evening's entertainment. It's called Any Poet in a Storm. Please do welcome the performers when they come onto the stage, but otherwise would you keep your applause, please, until the end of the section, rather than after each performer. Now, as a storm approaches, we have the first rumblings. But fear not, we're in safe hands. Here are four lady poets, Dina, Pam, Hazel and Elizabeth.
My name's Dina, and I'm going to start off the evening with three lighter poems, I hope. The first one, they're all my work. The first one is Ladies Who Lunch Liquidly. Come into my kitchen, a menu for to try. And how then should I cook it, boil, roast or fry? Come and see my utensils, all the chef could need. First must find my spectacles ingredients list to read. Have you seen my scapula, a tool I used to bake? Or do I mean spatula, not a shoulder blade to break? Come sit down on the stool here, our taste buds they can wait. Drink coffee, chat, relax, the cheese I'll need to grate. Come into my garden and listen to the birds, admire, smell the flowers. I need to find some herbs. Back into the kitchen, no need to wipe your feet. I'll open up a bottle, decide what we can eat. Come into the diner, I'll lay the table here. Pour another glass, dear, we'll be eating soon, no fear. I'll pop into the kitchen, try to find the skillet. If I had a fish, dear, we could enjoy a tasty fillet. Come into the lounge, dear, bring in the bowl of nuts. Hope you're not too hungry. I do enjoy our chats. Just nipping to the bathroom, need to wash my hands. Do you want to go, dear, before I heat the pans? Come into my parlour, I'll see if I can spy a tasty morsel lurking. We'll eat it by and by. Step into the lean-to, see my brand new freezer. I'm afraid it's still quite empty, no little appetizer. Just going to the garage to find a bottle sparkling. Pop another cork, dear. I get thirsty whilst I'm cooking. Just answering the door, dear. Decided not to cook. A tasty meal in minutes from the Oriental Wok. This is about the very perfect ladies we dare not approach in the department store. Spot the blemish. It was obvious in the morning as soon as she got up. She saw it in the mirror like a crater just erupt. blotchy and red, plain on her face, there for all to see, ruining the complexion she cherished ritually. Night creams, day creams, used with constant care, cleansing and smoothing, opening every pore. Still the dreaded thing was there, so red it really glowed. Not small, unobtrusive, right on the end of her nose. Nothing else that she could do but make an excuse to be absent. How could she do her job all day when the thing was so apparent? Disastrous occurrence, a spot in nose position, set slap in the middle of the face of a department store beautician. The Blue-Eyed Boy. This is about my dear friend's two sons. He was always best at everything, the Blue-Eyed Boy. He'd always finish with a grin, for him the winner's crown. No task seemed to daunt him or ever undermine, whilst I came creeping homeward, trailing far behind. For him, always the best report, the Blue-Eyed Boy. It's just not fair, I'd often retort, my confidence destroyed. Why does he find it easy to ever beat the rest? I try so hard to please you, I'd cry with some distress. There has to be a victor, laughed the Blue-Eyed Boy. Come, race you home to Mum. Was this another ploy to strive for her attention, to feel her arm protect, to win all her affection? He wouldn't beat me yet. There in the arms of mother, the Blue-Eyed Boy, my ever-successful brother, his eyes aglow with joy. Then to me she would beckon, come, quickly join us here, as she moved aside to make room beside her in the chair. We couldn't be without you, not my Blue-Eyed Boy. How could I ever doubt you? Nothing can love destroy, for in my eyes you are equal. No one is ever best, no victor or valiant loser. No need to take a test.
Good evening, I'm Pam. The first poem I'm going to read is called The Novel. I started writing a novel over 18 months ago, but when I look at how much I've done, progress has been slow. When I have time to write, nothing comes into my head, but if I'm really busy, plots fly around instead. Heroes, villains and dragons, I know these characters so well. Their personalities, quirky ways, and the places that they dwell. I journey on their adventure, with them across perilous land, providing guardians and magic to give the hero the upper hand. Counterplots, twists and turns, now materialises a stranger. Into their midst, someone to trust, to lead them out of danger. After a dramatic cliffhanger, the ending is now in sight. Good has triumphed over evil, and the world has been put right. This inspired, imaginative tale sadly won't get completed, because the work on my computer has somehow got deleted. The second one is a seasonal one. It's called Autumn Treasure. Vivid autumn hues unfold by sunlight shining through the trees. Leaves fall shimmering like coins of gold when branches wave in gentle breeze. The wind picks up, swirling in a dance, this carpet of the copper leaves. How blessed are we to have the chance to see the colour that nature weaves. Crystals of dew on spider's thread, the lasting emerald evergreen, silver bark, berries ruby red, sharing autumn's greatest theme. Compared to a sunset as the sun sinks low, can any material riches be found, or artist invoke the senses of the show, of nature's treasure all around? If any of you have trouble sleeping, this third one might ring a chord with you. It's called Sleepless Night. When at night I cannot sleep, I lie in bed counting sheep. I count 1, 2, 3, but wait, number 4 won't go in the gate. The wool on legs ups the pace, as round the field I start to chase. I plead and cajole, coax and shoo, this mischievous, stubborn, solitary you. Enter a ram into the flock, scattering ewes who run amok, barring and bleating, running every which way, their peaceful lives now in disarray. The ram turns on me in mischievous state, this horned creature chases me over a gate. I'm out of breath and huff and puff, at last the ram has had enough. But now sheep 1, 2 and 3 join the mayhem and break free. I am exhausted but cannot sleep due to these rebellious sheep.
Good evening, my name is Hazel. I'm going to read to you the first poem, which is actually an experience of mine. It's called Cat, My Extra Christmas Present. Suddenly, last winter, on a very frosty night close to Christmas, a magic feline face appeared through the cat flap in my kitchen door. A large, brown, furry, tentative paw followed, and the huge green eyes held mine in a steady gaze. "What are you doing in my kitchen?" I asked softly of the amazing, long-haired, dark and handsome tabby, who had now stepped inside, dishevelled from travel and hungry. I resisted feeding him, but gently chatted as I petted and patted him. Later that evening, Cat had curled up in my conservatory, ice forming on the windows. "You can't stay here," I said, "it's too cold. Come in and get warm." So my life changed forever as Cat obediently padded into the kitchen behind me, green eyes glowing in anticipation of a good meal. I fed Cat, talked to Cat, stroked Cat, and fell in love. Despite a few heart-wrenching wanders over the next few months and many attempts to find his owner, no one claimed Cat. So I took him to the vet to have him snipped and chipped, and he became mine. When he came back from his little operation, he jumped on my lap and spread himself from knees to my chin, adoration in his eyes and love and happiness welling from his deep purr. Hot tears forked through my lashes as I held him close. It was as if he was thanking me for taking him in, but in truth, I think he had taken me in. Cat exudes love and gives such joy, constantly by my side and purring and headbutting for attention. I do not know what I've done to deserve such a loving animal. Leo, the beautiful one. Thank you. He's gorgeous. The next two poems are both by Burley Doherty. And the first one is called, The Swimmers. Excuse me. I came down to the shore, the sun only half risen and the sky had pearls in it. My prints carved hollows in the sand, a crab ducked to a pool. Even the gulls were quiet yet. Someone was watching me. I waded into the still sea and I knew I was not alone. A dark head bobbed, waiting for me. I shivered turned away and dived, and the other swimmer dived. I swam, turned, so did he, all the time watching me. Side by side we swam, over the streaming gardens of weeds, over flashing shoals of sprats. Still he watched me. I basked, and so did he. Till the sun rolled through, and the gulls clambered up, and the children splashed in the sand. Then my swimmer flipped down and down. The seal was gone. The other poem by Burley Doherty is when I opened this book, it's the first one I saw, and I did like it very much, so I hope you like it too. It's called The Magical Bicycle. My best surprise was my shining bike with its silver voice, but I couldn't ride it. Every time I tried it, threw me off. I think it thought I was a horse. I bruised my knees, I banged my chin, I tried again, and again, and again. My brother can ride it, round and round. Jenny can race it up and down. Even my uncle can wobble astride it. Everybody I know can ride it. It must be something to do with magic. There must be a special, secret trick. There must be a spell on bikes, I decided. Dad ran up the entry holding on, and then he ran all the way down again and panted all the way up again. Just turn your legs. He grew tired and slow. You won't fall off. And I never did, till he let go. But every night, deep in my dreams, I rode my bike over the trees, as high as the birds, over the mountains, over the world. And every day I tried again. I gave my dad another chance. I will ride my bike, I shouted out loud. And I fell off. I spat on my hands and rubbed my knees. I picked up my bike and tried to look proud. It's just a matter of magic, I said. That's all it is, isn't it? And one day, I must have said it, the magic word. I didn't hear it, or think it. It must have been in a quiet bit of my mind. There was Dad running behind me. I could hear his footsteps getting fainter and fainter, and I could feel the air on my face and in my hair. I could feel my own power. I could feel my own strength. I could hear the wheels turning, and my legs were like pistons, and I knew I could do it. I could cycle forever. Like a bird over mountains, like a ship over oceans, to the end of the world. I had magic in me. Thank you.
My name's Elizabeth. I have two poems for you by the Irish poet W.B. Yeats. Here he is writing in the 1890s about his dream island on the west coast of Ireland, the Lake Isle of Innisfree. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there, of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet swings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavements grey, I hear it in my deep heart's core. And now, when you are old and grey and full of sleep and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true. But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead, and hid his face amid a crowd of stars.
There is a slight lull in the storm, and the kitchen sink will set up for us. We welcome 6 very talented ladies who together are known as Kitchen Sink. 2 are from Lyndhurst, but all 6 are from the New Forest area. They are Jane, Mary, Pip, Stevie, Isabel and Ulrika. And they've been singing harmoniously together for over 10 years. Apparently it all began with a chat over drinks at a Christmas party in 2001. That led to a first meeting. There were no auditions, no leader, no plans. The ladies simply had a desire to sing in harmony. Many of their songs are sung a cappella, which means unaccompanied. But this evening they brought a guitar and some small percussion instruments. They appear in each half of the programme, with 4 songs in each half. They will introduce the subsequent 3 songs in this part, but the first will be known to some of you. It is called California Dreaming. The lyrics express a longing for the warmth of California during a cold winter, and the song was written by John and Michelle Phillips in 1963 while they were living in New York. Apparently John dreamed the song and he woke Michelle up to help him write it. At the time, the Phillipses were members of the folk group The New Journeymen, which evolved into the Mamas and the Papas, who recorded the song in 1965. So, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Kitchen Sink with California Dreaming.
next one we're going to sing for you is a bit of a smoochy song, Sealed with a Kiss.
Love, we gotta say goodbye for the summer. Darling, I promise you this, I'll send you all my love every day in a letter, sealed with a kiss. Yes, it's gonna be a cold, lonely summer, but I'll fill the emptiness. I'll send you all my dreams every day in a letter, sealed with a kiss. I'll see you in the sunlight. I'll hear your voice everywhere. I'll run to tenderly hold you, but darling, you won't be there. I don't want to say goodbye for the summer, knowing the love we'll miss. Oh, let us make a pledge to meet in September and seal it with a kiss. I'll see you in the sunlight. I'll hear your voice everywhere. I'll run to tenderly hold you, but darling, you won't be there. I don't want to say goodbye for the summer, knowing the love we'll miss. Oh, let us make a pledge to meet in September and seal it with a kiss, and seal it with a kiss, and seal it with a
Well, we're going to shoot into modern times now and try an Adele song for you. Not the new James Bond one, released today. One of the favourite ones, Make Me Feel